Hello everybody and welcome! Today we're going to switch it up a little bit and get out of the cockpit and into ATC with Airport Madness 3D. This is a fun little game on the lighter side of things. It's not a hardcore simulation or a management game, but it's a lot of fun. There are a couple of Airport Madness games out there besides this one. I think the original was with the top-down view, but very similar in gameplay. And I read somewhere that these games were made by real air traffic controllers, so we're going to play this one right now. And before that, I'd like to point out that if an airplane is in that attitude this close to the ground, then nothing good will happen. So yeah, let's go ahead and play. There are 8 airports to choose from, but there's also a Airport Madness 3D version 2, which adds 8 more airports and also a couple of additional features. Some new planes, but that's a completely different game, not just a DLC. So I think I'm going to go for Kingston, Jamaica with just one runway. I like to say it's more manageable, but not necessarily, because more runways equals more options, and if an emergency happens then this runway could be closed off. But yeah, let's go for Jamaica and runway 12. And there are a couple of different game modes: continuous play, building traffic, time trial, move 100. But I think my favorite is the building traffic. It starts slowly but gradually gets busier. It's just basically delaying the inevitable. And add a few emergencies. We can go max or just some, but let's go with few. And building traffic. And here we go. It's not the prettiest game, but actually there's something here. So we got a radar view here on the ground as well. We are just one little lonely controller responsible for the ground and also arrivals, departures, the whole deal. And looks like we got already a F-27 and traffic rate is 5, not too much. But it will get out of hand pretty quickly. Looks like we got a approximately 10-12 knots headwind here, indicated by our lovely little windsock. And I chose runway 12 because when traffic rate will be much higher than the airplanes waiting for departure, we'll line up all the way up here, if we are lucky enough to last that long. So I'm going to tell these guys to push back. Pushback approved, runway 12. And taxi using runway or taxiway alpha. And hold short runway 12 at, I think, I don't know, Bravo, Charlie. And we got Delta. And looks like Echo. And we got a Concorde as well. Nice. And MD-80, 737 and the beach. And we can also take a look in the cockpit right here. And ooh, back to the tower cam, and we also have to maintain separation because these guys almost crashed. The F-27, or the Fokker, went with only just 130 knots and Concorde is blasting with 200. So we got a 757 arriving as well, so I'm going to tell him to go faster and Concorde goes slower. So they have to maintain separation, because these pilots have actually no awareness, no brains basically. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for them. And 757, go faster, Concorde slower, and also tell him to extend approach. And looks like we have averted, making a fool out of myself quite early on. And these guys, we can tell him to expedite vacating the runway. I'm going to tell this guy to expedite off. And 757 arriving, so we cannot really tell this guy to take off, and Well, let's check out the cockpit view. Funny thing is, doesn't matter which airliner we choose, cockpit view will always be the Boeing 777. Yeah. There's also a Skycam, but I prefer the tower view, at least for this airport. Okay, Concorde, we need to tell this beach to take off immediately. And these guys are just moving automatically to their gates. And also pilots will not initiate go-round, no matter what, so we're going to have to keep an eye out for them. And also we don't care here at Jamaica about wake turbulence. Basically, if you don't know, wake turbulence is kind of like a little tornado. Oh, this airport has the best ATC, thank you. Wait just 10 minutes, it's going to get out of hand. And Concorde has arrived, expedite off. And before we have the 767 right here for landing, then MD-80 can depart. So wake turbulence, for example a 747 departing, is going to leave behind wake turbulence, which is like a small tornado rotating. And another aircraft flying through that is going to experience turbulence. And for example with the 747 it leaves behind a substantial wake turbulence, so for example if a Cessna would depart right behind a 747, then that Cessna would experience a really heavy turbulence, and it could also flip this little airplane upside down. That's why is something called upset recovery training, or unusual attitude recovery training is embedded in pilot training. Alright, these guys are already reloaded, so pushback approved. And Concorde as well, here we have to always approve crossing the runway. And MD-80, and we got a Dreamliner arriving, and another beach. Yeah, Dreamliner also has the 777 cockpit. Alright, traffic rate is increasing, fantastic. Alright, now we have to concentrate. 737, take off immediately before people on Twitter are going to complain. ATC system desperate to hire more controllers. Alright. Concorde, you can line up. Runway 12. And 737. Going to extend approach right there, and let's tell this guy to want to move him faster. And Concorde, takeoff approved, or cleared for takeoff. This guy is already waiting across the runway, and these guys, they can go and push back. And cross. Oops! Uh-oh. This could be it. Looks like they need to make it. But this was really close. So, I'm going to have to maintain a little bit more awareness. Alright, just only doing 130, and A320 is doing 160. It's our first A320 right here. Alright. We got a lot of arrivals. MD-80 ready for pushback. Come on, guys. Concorde, beautiful aircraft. It's a marvel of engineering, but unfortunately it burnt a lot of fuel. And it was from a different era, where fuel consumption was not that big of an issue. And we got a 747 arriving, and also a 737. Alright, looks like I can't Yeah, Annette already complaining. I hate airports. Hashtag. And is that the paint job or the reversers? I don't know. Looks like just the paint. CFM engines. Reversers don't look like that. Alright guys. Can do this a little bit faster. Expedite off. And it looks like traffic rate 5. 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Expedite off. Concorde, you can line up with the runway, and I'm going to depart all these aircraft. Another Concorde. Slow down, buddy. Clear for takeoff. Runway 12. And 757. Yeah, it's a decent looking game, but the aircraft models are actually quite alright. We can see which airplane is which model. Alright, Concorde just blasted off. Great job! Oh, good. That's what we needed right now. Another A380. And this guy is slow. Good old de Havilland. And another 757 can depart. Alright, taxi approved. Looks like this guy has his reversers out all the time, but just the paint. Alright, coming faster. At some point I'm going to have to tell all these arriving aircraft to extend, approach, and also go around. Anytime before next Christmas would be great. Ooh, this guy is salty. Alright, cross. Yeah, why not? Just line up here. And stressometer, we are stressed into the yellows. Take off. F-27. Also these turboprop machines need a lot more runway for takeoff. Alright, A380 coming faster before the Q400. Oh, Concorde. And look at that right there. Extended approach. Also another Concorde. You have to tell these guys to go around. Oh good. Another taxi. And we are going to have to keep an eye out for mid-air collisions as well. Alright, line up, and I'm going to depart all these aircraft, or at least try to. Take off. Oh guys, expedite, expedite. .757, slow down a little bit there, buddy. And take off. Concorde is going to go fast. Happy passenger. Alright, at least one. Buddy, let's come in faster. And 757, 747 and 737. Looks like we got our usual airplanes. Oh, I'm really stressed right now. Concorde is ready, runway 12, pushback approved. Take off. Tell these guys to slow down all the way. And MD-80. Oh boy. Take off. And for now we are holding our own. Ooh, let's see if you can handle more traffic. Thank you, game. And this guy's slow, yeah. Another Concorde. Alright, let's try to get these guys down, or at least 747, and then later expedite. And ready for taxi. Can he cross safely? I think so. Looks like he's going to make it. Another 757 is ready. And take off. Looks like 747 is going to clear the runway. Looks like I'm not going to make my connecting flights. At least you're going to get there in one piece and not going to blow up. Let's just depart these guys one after the other. Ooh. This guy has to extend approach and slow down before we have another mid-air collision. Concorde going around. Wonder if it's the same Concorde that I already told to go around once. And some 6-7. Oh well, anyway, Concorde. At least the other way around would have been quite bad if this guy landed first and the Concorde after that. Then possibly Concorde would have slammed into him. Immediate takeoff right there. Couple of MD-80s coming in. And also we can depart the 737 hopefully before the other one. Slow it down a little bit. You guys cannot cross. This not yet, and take off. Ooh. Yes, we are asleep. Oh good, another rate increase. And is this it? No, I think that's enough space right there. Oh, we're quite stressed. 16 minutes. And expedite. Oh, we got an emergency. Oh well. FutureJet 404 struck some birds. Oh. Is he going for the Hudson? Alright, we got an emergency here. He's going to come back. Try to land these guys before, and also I don't think I can tell this guy safely to take off. Alright, expedite off, and I'm not going to approve any more pushback right now. Can you cross? Not anymore. Emergency is returning, so A320 you can come in a little bit faster. Also 767 looks like you're going to have to go around. Take off. I'm not even going to acknowledge. And we have this emergency. Hopefully it's not going to block off the entire runway. Oh! Oh, thank God. I misclicked and told these guys they can cross quickly. And let's see what happens with the emergency. It's going to stop at the middle of the runway. Oh no! Oh well. This is it. I never told this guy to cross. Looks like it was the instruction before that. Well, anyway, we moved 48 planes. Could have been much more, but anyway. It was quite fun, and maybe next time I'm going to go for a bigger airport. But this also with one runway is quite challenging in the late game. But anyway, this was fun, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Take care, and hope everybody is healthy. So yeah, see you in the next video.